is going on, Angels? The Champ Strider here. And look, I've avoided making a video on this topic for the last like year and a half. And usually I like to stay kind of like drama free and keep my videos about just like my gameplay and improvement and how to get better. And I know I've made some like snide comments about skill-based matchmaking in the past in a few of my videos, but I just want to spend kind of a few minutes discussing it because it's just sucking all the fun out of Call of Duty and Apex Legends. And honestly, I think that skill-based matchmaking is gonna be looked back on in a few years as like the loot box scandal of this generation. So I always kind of like start my argument with this, and this is just facts. Activision and EA do not care about players having fair gameplay experiences with equally skilled opponents. Skill-based matchmaking is only in the game because Activision and EA have data that says that Timmy No Thumbs and his parents will buy their battle pass if they give him more favorable matchups. And what's funny is neither EA nor Activision actually uses a true skill matchmaking algorithm. It's actually really clever. They named the system to kind of trick people who aren't involved in YouTube or Reddit to think they're being matched with equally skilled players. When actually in both Call of Duty and Apex, it's an engagement-based system. And what these companies are doing is they're using data to feed you wins or losses based on data they have that shows what keeps people playing the longest. And it's why you get lobbies where it feels like you're going against all pro players and your team is filled with people who just turned on their Xbox for the first time. And that's because the algorithm decided it's your time to get stomped. And then after a few losses, they throw you against all like sub 1 KDA players because it's your turn to have fun and you just completely stomp out the lobby. And the integrity of the matchmaking is just, it's completely gone. And it's no longer about did I win or perform well because I'm good. It's I won and I clapped because the algorithm decided it was my turn to drop a high kill game. So both EA and Activision actually have patents where they want to do all sorts of stuff like manipulate recoil and hitboxes of better players to even out matchmaking even more. And Activision's patent even says a person who buys a microtransaction will be put in easier lobbies with players who do not own that skin or gun. So the player who just got the microtransaction stomps out the lobby and they feel validated for their purchase. And the people who got stomped out are like, I need that skin, all right? I'm heading right to the microtransaction store to buy it. It's just a shady as hell business practice. And Call of Duty gaming isn't fun anymore. Like, I want to get on like a Friday night, drink a few beers with my friends, and just W key every fight I see and have fun. And this is just, it's not really that possible anymore. And 2020 has kind of like turned into the no fun year of gaming. Like skill-based matchmaking is turned on to 1,000 in casual game modes where you're playing for literally nothing. You don't get a rank, you don't get a trophy. The only thing you get for doing well is getting in harder lobbies. And you can't even bother bringing any friends with you because they're just going to rage quit because the matchmaking matches based on the best player in the group. So unless everyone's at around an equal level, a few people of your party, your friends are just going to get stomped out every lobby. So I already know like the usual replies to skill-based matchmaking posts. Like the one is like, just get good. And I already am. That's why I get sweaty lobbies. And I've got over 20 years of gaming data of me performing at a well above average level. So I'm already pretty good. So that's debunked. And then there's always the, oh, well, you just want to stomp out noobs. And I've been gaming for over 20 years, and until recently, skill-based matchmaking was not a thing. You joined a server from a browser and just had a random selection of people, and gaming, it was just more fun. It was more casual. It was more random. And I have put a lot of work into gaming through the years, and I still do. I like to improve at things, and I like to focus on getting better at things. It motivates me. But as someone who's in their mid-30s and is above average gamer, like, I don't want to have to sweat and go into a tournament every single public match. Like, I'm looking to chill out and have some fun and frag and use different guns after, like, getting my kids to bed. Like, I do not need to be in an MLG tournament. And I also think, like, someone like me who's put time and put work into their game and practices and focusing on getting better and does Kovacs and all that stuff to keep myself sharp, like, I should be performing better than Billy Goat 56 who plays once a week. I think this is like a society problem right now where we need to move away from like this participation trophy thing. Like everyone gets to do well, even if they put no time or effort into being good. Like I'm old school. Like if you put time and work in, you should be rewarded with performing better in game with either a higher KDA or actually get a rank for being in tougher lobbies. And I know I've been ranting a bit and I see a lot of posts and videos on the topic. And Cold War has sold pretty horribly apparently, and every piece of data I've seen someone post shows player numbers are down significantly, and I think skill based matchmaking is a huge contributing factor to this. And if you're like me and you want to have some fun gaming again, and you're looking for a game with no skill based matchmaking, which is apparently pretty hard to find nowadays, check out Escape from Tarkov. Tarkov is one of my favorite games of all time, and we're in a time period where companies don't take risks anymore. Everything is Care Bear, and it's designed to cater to the new player experience. Tarkov is a breath of fresh air. It's a pretty hardcore game. You can't go into this game as a beginner without having Wikipedia or YouTube opened up on your monitor or phone, because you're not going to have any clue of what you're supposed to be doing or where to go. I have over 500 hours in the game, and I still need to look stuff up all the time. It's hardcore, and it won't hold your hand at all. Like, as a beginner, if you just survive a raid, it's a huge achievement and adrenaline rush, and you should expect to be absolutely annihilated your first week or two with no mercy. And this might sound weird, but I really enjoyed just getting shit stomped my first few weeks when I started Tarkov. To me, it's just like really satisfying to have to put like a good amount of time and effort into learning a game and its mechanics, and then through time you're rewarded by being more successful and you feel like you actually achieved something. So if you've never played Tarkov, basically 10 or so players select their guns and armor, they're randomly dropped on a map, and have to make it from their spawn point to an extraction point without being killed. And as you go through the map, you want to pick up items that you sell for money, kill AI bots called scavs, which actually have better aim than many players, and kill any real players you come up against. And if you kill another player, you can take all their gear and extract, put it in your inventory, and you can run it then in your next raid. But if you die, you lose everything you looted and everything you brought into raid. So the game, it's like a high stakes adrenaline rush where every decision you make matters, and just every mistake you make is severely punished in that you lose it all. And part of what makes this game so fun and kind of pure to me is the lack of any sort of skill-based matchmaking. There's no safe spaces in Tarkov. I play 90% of my time solo. For whatever reason, I seem to be much more successful when playing alone. But I know going into raid, I can run up into parties of 3, 4, or even 5 players. And the randomness of this makes the game just so fun to me. Like, I'm willing to fight 3+ people in a game just to not have skill-based matchmaking. It makes things kind of random, and that variety is what's missing in these skill-based matchmaking systems. Like, I never know who or how many people I'm going to be up against in Tarkov, and sometimes I'll wipe a group of 4 players, and then, you know, my next fight I'll be in a one-on-one against a solo, and I get absolutely annihilated. It just brings so much variety into the game, not having like a skill-based matchmaking system. And now I talk up Tarkov a lot, but like by no means is it a perfect game. It can be pretty frustrating at times. There's a good amount of hacking, and it goes through periods of you see very few hackers to then there will be times where there hasn't been a ban wave in a while and hacking is through the roof. There's also been desync issues as long as I can remember, and you can get one shot in the head at virtually any time by any gun, which can be just absolutely infuriating. The game is not for the weak of heart, but if you're looking to get away from algorithm-based rigged matchmaking, give it a try. And I want to hear in the comments if you guys have any games to recommend to me with old school, just random based connection matchmaking. And I just think with the current matchmaking, the game is best enjoyed in doses. And before I let you guys go, if it's your first time in the channel, become an angel by subscribing. I release FPS gaming content every single week, and you don't want to miss it. Champ out.